Are you seriously doing this to me, Disney? Are you seriously making an episode that I don't like, followed by an episode that I like, followed by another episode that I don't like? Hey everyone, Lone Wolf Jay here, and well, I'm gonna give you guys another episode recap, recap and review of Book of Boba Fett. This is season 1, episode 3, entitled "The Streets of Mos Espa." So it starts off, we have Boba Fett being debriefed on what transpired after Jabba's death. How power there was a power vacuum and all that. We'll have to excuse that. That's a birthday party in the area. Um, and he's then um he's then told that he's come to he's approached by a water vendor, which water's a very expensive, which water's a sellable resource, highly sellable resource on Tatooine, because of course it's a desert planet. So, I mean, it according to the lore, it didn't used to be. Okay, according to the lore from the Knights of the Republic games, Tatooine didn't used to be a desert planet. It used to be a thriving, lushful planet until the Rakutans came in and just did something to it. So, back on the story. He explains to them that his water is being stolen by a group of uh, a biker gang, basically, and Boba Fett goes to confront them, and he offers them jobs. This is the first image that we got of this biker gang, and this is when him and Fennec are going to visit the mayor, which the mayor is actually not there. His assistant takes off on a land speeder. They take off on their bikes, and boom. God. So when I saw this, my first thought was, "Go Power Rangers." Sorry, it just, oh my God, this is, oh my God, this is. First of all, do you people fucking mind? Anyway, these are supposed to be a biker gang of kids who can't afford much, yet they can afford this kind of crap. Right. Sure. Anyway, it ends up they well, there's no flashback sequence, which to me the flashback sequences, first one was kind of meh, second one was pretty good, third, this one is it was okay. It was okay. I did not like it. Basically, in the flashback sequence, Boba Fett gets on a bantha, goes to see a God, what is it? Uh, a Pike, member of the Pike Syndicate, and he explains to them, "Hey, this is their territory." And they said, "Well, this is actually so and so Sunsuch area, Sunsuch people's territory." And he goes, "This whole planet." He explained that this whole planet used to be part of these. They are denizens. They are the original denizens of this planet, which is true. The Tusken Raiders were Tatooine's original people. So and he tries. He's like, "Look, just don't have them Just have him leave this area alone. He goes back to the encampment, finds it's destroyed, with everyone dead. Then he's woken up from his Bacta tank. He's woken up. He's woken up and removed from his Bacta tank forcibly by the Wookiee that was working for for Jabba Hutt's cousins, the twins, and they. There's another part of this that makes no sense. They end up subduing the Wookiee. A group of kids and a couple of Gamorreans subdue a Wookiee. Right. You want me to believe that? Well, they end up surrounding it and putting him down into the Rancor, what used to be the Rancor pit. Well, they end up finding out the twins are there, and the twins visit him. They bring him a gift, a Rancor. They offer to return the Wookiee, who they in turn say, "Hey, no, keep him." He sets them free. And I'm like, okay, that's another thing. Okay, first of all, the fact that the Wookiee was surrounded and subdued and whatnot makes absolutely no fucking sense. Okay, and then on top of that, you have Jabba, no, not Jabba, Jabba's cousins giving him to Boba Fett. Boba Fett sets him free, in essence, saving his life. Normally, according to Wookiee lore, if you save a Wookiee's life, he swears a life debt to you. That is what Chewbacca did with Han Solo. Yeah, so many freaking plot holes in this one. Unbelievable. Anywho, now comes what I'll consider the lone bright spot of this whole episode. When the Rancor, which is, and they find out it's a calf, is taken down below to the Rancor handler, which when I saw him, I immediately recognized him. And considering who this considering who this episode's director is, I can see why. It was none other than Danny Trejo. This episode, which is entitled, I already get the title. This episode was directed by Robert Rodriguez. Okay, Robert Rodriguez normally works with Danny Trejo, or Danny Trejo normally works with Robert Rodriguez. They normally collaborate together. One does directing, the other does the acting. Danny Trejo was the Rancor handler in this, and he explains to Boba that normally they're normally not a vicious species, in a way, and he explains that he does another thing that's like not good, not supposed to be good with Disney Star Wars, because if you remember from way back when Disney's bought Star Wars and they're making The Force Awakens, they said everything in the expanded universe is going to be not canon. He brings up the Witches of Dathomir. He says that the Rancors were ridden by the Witches of Dathomir. That's from the book Courtship of Princess Leia. I should know because I've read that book. Good read. Okay. Long story short, Princess Leia was trying to have good relations with a group of worlds. In order to do so, she had to marry into their family. That did not happen. Other things happened, and we ended up having the entire. That book was, like I said, was a good read. He was talking about the Witch of Dathomir, and he said that they wrote him, which prompted Boba Fett to say, "Teach me how to write it." And I'm like, I'd like to see that. Crying out loud. Anyway, I would like to see that. Okay. Well, another thing that he says that it imprints itself onto the first thing it sees, and he says, "Go ahead and he stands a good distance away from him. Says, "Go ahead and remove the blinds because it had a covering over its eyes." And well, that's the thing. Boba Fett asks, "Why is there a blind on its eyes?" And Trejo's character says, "It imprints itself on the first person it sees." So he stands, and after he asks to write him, he's okay. Remove the blind. Takes the blind off of it, and the Rancor imprints itself onto Boba Fett. At the end of the episode, we see a bunch of the Pike, the Pike people coming to Tatooine, and one of the members of the Bike Gang is watching them, and they're about to get ready to go to war. I'm gonna try and keep going on this episode. Like I said, didn't really like it. To me, the lone bright spot is right here. This whole thing with the Rancor and Danny Trejo. To me, I think Danny Trejo is a good actor. I like him. He's one of my favorite Hispanic actors. Anyway, that's all I got on this episode. Until next time, as well, Jack saying thank you all for watching. Take care of yourselves.